Hello, welcome to Chassidus for Mothers. I'm Chaya Shachat. Today is Yud Gimel Tishrei, which is the yahrzeit of the Rebbe Maharash. So I'd like to give over a few points from the Maamar Sukkos Teishvu from Tafshin Lamed Vav, which is printed in Sefer Maamar Chelik Aleph. So the whole idea of Sukkos, the Yom Tov of Sukkos, is the idea of Shalom. Like we say, Sukkah Shleimacha Hashem should spread over us a sukkah of peace. And all the mitzvos of sukkahs, we find the same theme, the concept of shalom. So we have the mitzvah of sukkah. There's the idea that all Jews could fit into one sukkah, like you can make a sukkah as big as you want, so big enough that all the Yidden could fit into it as one. The mitzvah of Dal Minim, lulav and esrog, also represents this idea of achdus, that we're joining different types together, binding them. And then we have also the mitzvah of the korbanos of Sukkot, which there's 70 animals that were brought, which were corresponding to the 70 nations. So even though we're not bringing the korbanos now, but we speak about it in Filas Musaf, and there's the idea of mishalma parim svasenu, that the words of our mouths are substituting for the korbanos. And the word unashalma, we find the word shalom. So it means like a substitute or a replacement, but it also means unashalma, that the shlemos, whatever was accomplished through the korbanos, are being accomplished now through our tefillos. Through saying those words, we're achieving whatever was achieved in the Beis Hamikdash. So this year, Sukkot falls, the first day of Sukkot falls on Shabbos, and we don't do lulav and esrog on the first day of Sukkot. So we're also going to talk about why the mitzvah is not done bisman hazeh when it falls out on Shabbos. So the Chassidus teaches us that the idea of sukkah is makif. That means that it surrounds you. It's a level of revelation of alikus, of godliness, that cannot be internalized. It's above our capacity to internalize, but it surrounds us. Now, in the idea of makif, there are two levels. This is called makif hakarev, the makif harachik. There's a closer makif and a more distant makif. So the idea of makif, a closer makif, would be like clothing. That clothing sits against the body, and clothing is fit to the body. So we have different types of clothing for different parts of the body. Like you can have a hat, or a shirt, or pants, or socks. So it's different, it's shaped differently according to the part of the body. So even though it's external to the body, but it's according to the size and shape of the body. Whereas the sukkah surrounds and engulfs us completely, so it's above this idea of separation. There's no distinction between the different parts or the different types. Just like all Yidden can sit together in one sukkah. So the makif of sukkahs is this idea that's above his chalkos. It's above any kind of division. And the idea is that the Sukkah is Teishvu, that we should take this higher level of makif, this strong energy of Hashem, and draw it down into Pnimius. That Teishvu means to settle, that it should become internalized, it should become settled within us. And there's in Ludar Hashem area, we say the pasuk b'kesel yem chagenu. The word kesa means concealed. So everything that was concealed during the Avodah Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is revealed on Sukkot. So those energies that we were creating through our tefillos and through the shofar and everything else is drawn down and becomes openly revealed on Sukkot. We see this also in the mitzvah of shofar, how it's related to the idea of sukkah through the word schach. The word schach, the gematria is 100, and there's also 100 tkiyos that we say on Rosh Hashanah. And it's not only that the number 100 equals the gematria schach, but even the breakdown of the letters of schach corresponds to the tkiyos. So samach, 60, is the number of tkiyos that we blow, and chaf, 20, is the number of shvarim, and then another chaf, 20, is the number of truos. So we have that the number, the kailos that we blow and shofar corresponds to the schach. So whatever we were drawing down through our tkiyos is now being revealed on Sukkot through the schach. So also Yom Kippur was a Veda of Keteres to, like, the Kohen Gadol go into the Beis Hamikdash and he would burn this incense, which would create this aroma. So aroma is also an idea of makif. It's something that's external to you. But on Sukkot, we draw down the Veda of the Keteres, we internalize that. And this is also why the Sukkah represents idea of shelling, because when there's peace, that means we can unify and integrate all the different aspects of ourselves and also with the people that are around us. Because we know that there's within us we have our nefesh elokis and nefesh amis, and those are conflicting with each other. We always have like different tensions, different conflicts inside of ourselves. We might feel pulled in different directions, different goals, different priorities. We get confused. Where do I turn first? What do I do first? What's more important? And it can create like a very unsettled feeling on the inside. But when we sit in the sukkah, we have this makif that surrounds us, so that helps us find that internal peace that we, from head to toe, meaning from the highest level, like the highest spiritual level, until our physical, our most basic physical needs, they're all integrated, they're all one. So this is all what we are drawing into ourselves in a hisyashvos, like in a settled way. We say the pasuk Sukkos Teishvu. We sit in the sukkah because we're able to internalize these makifim, that they become part of us. So the idea is that the makif of sukkah should not stay up here, that it should be drawn down into our physical lives, and that we do through the lulav, because we know that when we take the lulav, we shake it, we go up, down, right, left, we go to all different directions, we do it against our heart. So that is the way that we bring these high levels into ourselves, how we draw it down into the world. So this is represented by shaking the lulav. So we have this makif of sukkahs. Now, in order to have the kayach to do that, we need to have a power from Hashem. It's not enough like that we do the Veda. In order to be able to bring down these high spiritual levels and be able to internalize them, we need to have a power from a higher source. So it starts from Hashem. It says, Hashem settled us in Sukkos when we were in the Midbar, when we were wandering in the desert. Hashem was the one that settled us. So Hashem started this process that we are able to draw down these higher levels of spiritual energy. We're able to draw it and internalize it into ourselves. It has to start with Hashem. And it also says, Teishvu, kol ezrach b'Yisrael. You should dwell in the sukkah, every Jewish citizen. So the Maamar asks, why do we need the word ezrach? Why can't it just say every person? Why does it use the word ezrach, every citizen? So the word ezrach also means shine, like the word zarach. Ezrach is I will shine in the future. So it's a reference to the revelation of Hashem that will shine in the future. In other words, through sitting in the sukkah, it's like we're having like a foretaste of the revelation of Hashem that we're going to have in the future, that will shine in the future. And there's another element to it that through sitting in the sukkah, we're actually intensifying the revelation that we will have, that will shine Ezrach in the future. So then we go to the third mitzvah sukkah, which is the 70 parim, the 70 korbanos that were offered connected to 70 nations. So through our Veda of Sukkahs, we're not just drawing it into ourselves, but we're also drawing it into the world at large, that all the people of the world should recognize Hashem. All the people of the world should recognize Ani Eleni Beisi El Hashem Sheskini. I was created only to serve Hashem. So this we accomplished in the Beis Hamikdash through our korbanos, and now when we don't have a Beis Hamikdash, we are accomplishing the same thing through our tefillah. So when we say in Tfilas Musaf, we talk about all those korbanos, it's as if we're actually bringing them. And in the Beis Hamikdash, so they would bring like the dam, the blood, and the chelav. So the dam represents the energy and the chayis, the life force. The chelav is the fat that represents the pleasure, the tainug, and all of these were being offered to Hashem. So when we say the words in our tefillos, it's as if we are offering up, we are bringing the chayis and the pleasures of the world, we are integrating them and bringing them to Hashem. So this is all connected to the idea of sitting in the sukkah. The sukkah is Teishvu. So in order to affect the world, the nations of the world, we first have to internalize the makif of sukkahs within ourselves. And when we do this, then we cause like a general bittul, a general nullification of the world, that it should recognize Hashem, and it has more of a readiness to accept Hashem, and then it comes down more into pnimius. And this goes back to why we don't do lulav, why we don't shake the lulav and esrog when it falls on Shabbos, when the first day of Sukkot falls on Shabbos, because the whole idea of lulav and esrog is to take those energies and bring them down, draw them down into the world. So this is accomplished through Shabbos itself. And Shabbos itself is taking the makif and bringing it into a pnimius and settling it. The word Shabbos also has that idea of a settling. It has the same letters. Shabbos, Teishvu has the same association. So on Shabbos, this settling it in within ourselves, taking the highest levels of revelation and internalizing it, is accomplished without, like, above our actions. But in the Beis Hamikdash, they did shake the lulav and esrog on Shabbos, because in the Beis Hamikdash, they were drawing on even higher level of makifim. So those makifim that they had in the Beis Hamikdash, we can still draw it down and settle it within ourselves through our tefillos, through tefillos musaf, like which is the same as their korbanos. So through our aveda of sitting in the sukkah and doing the mitzvos of sukkahs, so we draw down the radiance of the future, the Ezra that will shine for us, and it will hasten the complete revelation of Malcham Mashiach. Take it from the Mamish. Wishing everybody a beautiful, happy, joyous sukkahs, free of tension, free of any form of frazzlement, fragmentation, and we should all experience the ultimate state of unity within ourselves and with other people with the scales of Mashiach.